Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about something I saw. It was sent in to me, and it is the Saints Row reboot that just looks absolutely garbage. Now, I was actually able to avoid looking at this. Like, I heard it came out. I remember there's a guy named Cutthroat Baller that made a reaction to it, and I didn't get a chance to watch his reaction yet. But this was brought to my attention that it wasn't all that great and that a lot of people were highly upset. So, of course, I take a look into it. It has 33,000 dislikes on IGN's page right now. I watched the trailer myself, and I can't really put my finger on it, right? Because I wasn't a big fan of the humor aspect of the original Saints Row. It's never really been my thing. I like the more serious story of Saints Row 1. Unfortunately, I did skip out on playing 2, but I heard 2 was really good. But then I remember when 3 was, I guess, being paraded around and stuff, and they were doing a lot of promotional material. I saw that and I wasn't into it at all. So I took a look at the reboot, and the reboot for some reason just looks insanely uninspired. Like, I can't put my finger on it. It's just something about it that just looks very 2021-ish and not in the good sense. Like, we're seeing I saw somebody in my stream chat call it that you don't want to play the Antifa game, but I don't know what it is about the game. It just doesn't look cool. And I remember the first question I asked was, hey, where's Johnny Gat? Johnny Gat being a very memorable person that was a part of the Saints Row storyline. Really cool character. I feel like even if you have played maybe 1 or 2 games, you're probably more than likely going to remember Johnny Gat, right? And I'm told that he's not in there. I've heard that the developers have released a statement talking about him not being in the game. I have not said said statement myself. I'll probably check it out after I record this. But all in all, the entire, I guess, product that I looked at, it just doesn't look fun. And my thing that I guess bothers me about it is because I like the more serious story of Saints Row 1, I feel like when you go like this, it doesn't even feel like humor. It just feels like this hyper humor. Like, you got to put an adjective in front of humor to really break down Saints Row's like story. It's just completely over the top. And I've always felt like that was a fault. Like, I feel like there's a lot of games that are open world that can tell more of a story than maybe what we're getting in the Grand Theft Autos. And I know Grand Theft Auto is an insane thing to try to compete with, but I feel like there's a lot of food on the table that you're able to get your story across without having to be a satire of GTA in its entirety, right? And when I look at this trailer, it doesn't even feel like that. It's one of those things that even with the older Saints Row games, while they weren't for me, I know they had a base there that really supported the game, that liked 3 and 4. It really seems like there's an established community that messes with Saints Row as a whole. And this feels even worse than that, right? This new one, we're talking to lady, you need to step away from my friends, as she's holding a rocket launcher that has a whole bunch of mini rockets. It looks like she's using Eyes of Tomorrow out of the Beyond Light raid, whose name escapes me at the moment. But that's what it looks like she fired at the dude, was the Eyes of Tomorrow. It's an exotic raid rocket launcher. I'm sorry, guys. That's a Destiny reference. I apologize. But I just see the entire thing, and it feels like a worse version of Watch Dogs. Like, Watch Dogs, it seems like with the later games have done like this more very over the top. With Watch Dogs 2 and Legion anyway, it seems like it's more over the top. I don't want to say cartoonish satire, but it feels like it's kind of leaning into that just a tiny bit. This seems like just a disgusting, ugly version of that. Like, I'm seeing a lady with the side of her head shaved. I don't mean to sign into work. Misogynist Rob signed into work. I don't mean to do it, but we got a black woman, and she got the side of her head shaved. Her hair type ain't even 4C. It looked like that's weaving her joint, firing a rocket launcher. We have a twink black nigga sitting in the back seat with purple and glasses on. Like, golly gee willikers, man. You guys can't have one brother that, I mean, who doesn't look like he's laying on his stomach waiting for Tip to fill his ass up. Like, come on now. So when I just see it, I just kind of feel like, who's purchasing this game? I wonder who's the product for. I'm actually very curious of how this is going to go, because the backlash seems to be so severe to the point where we're talking open world games. There's people that are going to buy them, but you have a community that's into your product that's highly upset. I know from there's going to be some simps. You know, you show them something new, they're going to go purchase it. But I just makes me wonder if the people that are working on this game are now slightly panicking behind the scenes because they're trying to deliver a product that they thought was going to ring bells and really had people that were hungry for a Saints Row game come back and check it out, now that are upset that may be walking away from the IP as a whole. whole. And when I'm hearing such things that they're saying statements about Johnny Gat and maybe going at the player base, I know that never helps. Like if for it is, the reality of it is this: if you are a developer and you say anything that's going to anger the player base even more when they're expecting a product, oh boy, it's just, oh my gosh, it's like pouring gasoline on an already pretty big fire. It's just going to make it way worse. And it's kind of like, I know when you are probably a developer, you're working on a product, you're very passionate about it. You want people to give it a chance to see where you're going to go with this new vision. But potentially saying like, yo, Johnny Gat ain't coming back, ain't gonna make anybody happy. I don't know though. I just wanted to talk about this. I watched the trailer. It immediately just brought this feeling out of me like, oh man, this just doesn't look good. I can't put my finger on why it doesn't look good, but it's just something about it. I'm just not interested in playing it. I've always felt that way about Saints Row. The moment I saw it go from like this serious to a cartoonish, very satire, for me, I kind of checked out. But when you're seeing the people that enjoyed that even step away, whoo, it's looking really, really bad overall. But we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up here. As always, you guys know where to find me, patreon.com/RMP. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Everybody have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon.